Real wealth is not built all alone. Real wealth is built with a team. In this particular case, we're talking about a family. And tonight's show of Wealthy Wednesday, we are going to be talking about what real black wealth looks like. I'm Kamari. I got my man Corey here. Jimmy, I think, is out getting a pedicure, or he still might be on vacation. But
he's neither one of those things, man.
He's working. He's working.
Yeah, he's working. He's doing Black Wealth Rebels work.
But listen, I can't miss an opportunity to slander the brother, because if I wasn't here, he would be smirching me
every single time.
Now that's real rap, Corey. That's real rap. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm living, so I ain't gonna complain, man. I was feeling like hell this weekend.
Oh, we know. You left early the other day.
Man, listen, I couldn't get it together.
All right, well, we're not going to be here too long. You know, we're going to talk about this story. We're going to talk about what it looks like, how to construct it. But, of course, we know this show is brought to us by Supplement. I got my coffee. It's still been hot from this morning. And, man, this thing is like a godsend to me. So, if you want to support the Black Wealth Rebels, go on over and get you some supplement. Get supplement.com, y'all. Get supplement.com. Let's see where it be. All right, so let's get into this, Corey.
Contribute to the pot of money that covers the food and covers the housekeeper and covers the groundskeeper and covers the utilities.
The story behind this mansion is just about as stunning as the home itself.
I built this house not just for my immediate family, but for my extended family, including friends.
Reggie Van Lee was a performer in the Alvin Ailey Dance Company. The Harvard graduate recently retired as an executive vice president at a Houston consulting firm. He moved out of his home in River Oaks after building this 20,000 square foot estate for himself, his three sisters, and their families.
There's a hair salon for my sisters. The pool is for the grandkids.
That's why the 59-year-old says he built this house so their family could make many memories together.
As much as people say, oh, that's so nice of you to do this for your sisters, they have no idea the joy I get myself.
Well, this is my favorite room.
It's a small church inside the house. This wing sort of resembles a fancy apartment building hallway. Here you'll find doors that lead to private living quarters.
Our front door is red. We each have a kitchen. We have a living room, we have a washer-dry area, and we have 2 bedrooms, 1 master and a guest, and then each of those have bathrooms, separate bathrooms.
You arrive at the master suite on a separate side of the home.
And in 1976, this little black boy from Sunnyside said, I'd like to have a family compound someday. We all contribute to the pot of money that covers the food and covers the housekeeper and covers the groundskeeper and covers the utilities.
They're talking about it in hopes of encouraging other families to follow suit, even if on a smaller scale.
I think other people should do that. I think if we did more of that, we'd have more happiness in the world and a lot less tension.
All right, so Jimmy's here. What up, Jimmy? I can't slander you too much now that you're here.
Hey, man, the talent is in the building. So that's now that the talent is here, watch the numbers rise up. More folks coming to the room. The talent is here, you guys. I'm here to save the day.
Great timing. But Corey, what do you think about this? Because I know you always talk about how this is your plan for your family.
It is. Me and my wife have a more than a half acre. We got an acre in Texas. And,
so you down there with him?
Yeah, so we're planning on getting between 5 and 7 acres and building homes on those. And instead of our children living with us, they'll be living near us, but not with us.
So is everybody going to own everything on the land, or will it be just you and your wife?
Well, it could be just me and my wife because everything is going to be left to them in the trust. So it doesn't matter who owns it in life because they'll own it.
It's still theirs. I got you.
It's still theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. What do you think, Jim? I know you caught the tail end. We'll definitely replay it for you.
I've actually seen that video. I think it's powerful. You got to have the right folks that are willing to do that. It's funny because my idea of family is not what most, because I think there's a difference between family and relatives. And a close friend of Corey and I is probably the smartest person I know on this planet is a gentleman by the name of Byron Woodson.
Wow, my God.
And Byron is like too smart for his own good, but he actually was telling us this years and years, 20 years ago. He said this is the way he thought to create wealth was to live. He said, live near your friends. He wrote a book. It's called Weaving Networks, and it's about the power of networks. And actually, your family, your friends, but your actual network brings value. And when you're able to be in proximity to your network that's moving the same way as you can actually create value that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be your literal relatives. He had a plan of going, he was trying to do it in West Philly, when you go to a block where you actually own the block and everybody who's, is part of your village lives on that block. You create literal villages in the city. So that was something that he was trying to do years ago. So that's what this reminded me of. It is very powerful, but you also got to have the right folks, man, because, just like a marriage, you put the wrong folks in that community, it's going to be a problem.
It's a wrap. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Be a problem.
Well,
also, I just want to say as an aside, though, that if you hear the cops, that's because I just got off of a presentation and I spit hot fire, and somebody may have called the cops. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay, they not running up in your house because you got them things.
Nah.
Okay,
It's not that.
okay.
It's the fact that I just I laid the murder game down, and some bodies left in my wake. So that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But I digress, man.
All right, so what up, your average logical thinker?
Hey.
Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. So for all of y'all who saw that clip we just played, what do y'all think about it? Average logical thinker says, well, beautiful. Agreed. Hey, Miss Edie.
Miss Edie.
Miss Edie has liked and shared.
I have a more telling story of something like that. So
Okay.
during
Hold on, Cor. Let's get through the rest of these folks.
Oh, all right.
I want to know what kind of food Miss Edie got in her picture, because that looks pretty good there. What's going on there, Miss Edie? What kind of food is that? What we doing?
Jimmy's hungry. That's all. He's greedy. What's up, Don?
Both things are true.
Hey, Don, man, what you out in the Aruba, man? You and Jimmy was out in the Aruba together?
Yo, Don didn't tell me. I don't know if Don was joking to sit, but you ain't tell me he was out there, beloved. I'd have stayed a couple extra days.
Don out there fighting rhinos and climbing Mount Everest, the Aruba Mount Everest.
I don't know what Don said or did on Sunday, but Don was at our investment club meeting, and I heard nothing but great things. Like, folks was like, man, Don is amazing. Thanks for inviting Don. I'm like, what did Don say, man? Don must have dropped some bars or something.
Dope.
Man,
What up, man?
I was down for the count on Sunday. I ain't even make it to our meeting, and that's ugly because I made almost every meeting for the last few years, and now the one meeting I missed, Don was in there spitting hot fire. Which is
I don't know what Don said, but people were impressed by whatever Don said. People were impressed, man. So shout out to Don.
That's what's up. What up, Robin? Hey, Robin.
That means Kamari ain't make the meeting either then.
What?
That means you ain't make the meeting either then.
I did not.
Y'all terrible, man.
Don't say I was terrible. I was dealing with,
You just said you was asleep. Stop it. You said you was asleep, bro.
No, Corey was sick, man. Corey was sick. We're not going to stand to Corey.
Jacked up, bro.
Especially while you was in foreign lands, overseas on vacation. Leave Corey alone, man.
First of all, it rained every day for like the last 10 days, and that was messing with my system. Then it stopped raining, and then like my system went on overload with all the pollen and all of this stuff. Like it just went nuts.
He was struggling.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't see. It was absolute chaos around this joint. So I was doing some heavy struggling.
What up, Jarrell?
You know what I mean? I'm glad to be able to get myself together to just, because I couldn't sleep because I couldn't breathe.
Damn. Oh man, sorry to hear all that, bro. I didn't know all that was going on.
Yeah, all right, so Miss Edie, you gotta tell him. She did tell you. Vegan
taquinos.
No, not taquitos. Taquinos. I don't even know how to say that.
Taquinos.
It's what Corey just said, bro.
He said taquitos.
Taquinos.
Okay, whatever. I don't even know what those are. but it looks good. It looks damn good.
It looks delicious though, right?
Now I'm really hungry.
No, it definitely does. And Miss Edie, as you can see, we're all hungry here, and to the point where I was like, hold on, what's in that pic? Oh, Don.
Oh, okay, Don was fraud, and that was from last year.
Damn, why he got me a fraud though?
I know what.
Don, we listen. Cut it out. Don, we need to get you a show, man. You are hilarious.
No, Don needs a reality show, bro. Don be outside walling, bro.
I need your presence, man. We need you doing more, man. Need you doing more. The internets need you.
As an aside, yo, I want to put this out here, man. Traveling with it, man. You got to get a supplement bottle, man. I want to shout out our sponsor, Get Supplement. You know what I'm saying? Go to getsupplement.com to pick up your supplement bottle. You know what I'm saying? Mine just came back from overseas, did his thing. Nothing but great things to say about Supplement, man. That's all. So salute the Supplement for sponsoring the Black Wealth Rebels, man. Go to getsupplement.com. Make sure to get you. And by the way, Black-owned business, man. Y'all got to support Supplement because it's our folks, man. We can't just always talk about it. We got to actually take some action, man.
All right. Don says it was definitely impressed by the individuals in the room. Very professional group. All right. That's what's up, Don.
And look, Don, the three folks none of us is there. Like Don pulled up, ain't none of us there, yo. I had an excuse though. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
you was out living like rich guy. I got it.
But I am telling you, Don, it was great feedback, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
so going back to the main subject, which is family compound. I have a specific story about a family compound because during COVID, I was on a 10-acre ranch with my uncle, and he has his main house there, and then he has 3 other houses built on the land. One for his children, the other 2 are his grandchildren live in. But before his grandchildren lived there, during COVID, I lived there for a couple years. So you want to talk about the importance of family compound. Because he had that property, I was able to move up out of here. And while I was there, I bought the house that I currently live in. While I was living with him, I bought a mini version of what he had going on. The original idea, I had a house there, and I had a mini house, like it's still like one of them 900 square foot houses in my backyard. But the flooding is so bad in Texas that I had to take the mini house down. It just kept getting flooded.
Shoot, there's some cribs in North Philly that ain't even 900 square foot.
I'm just saying, it was it kept getting flooded. It kept getting flooded out because I showed Jim the pictures, and I might, at some point in time in the world, show the world those pictures where it was water up to the top of my to the top of my steps, and my steps are about 6 feet above where my grass is, and it was, man, listen, my car was filled up to the door. Couldn't get out. It was nuts, man. Them 2 summers I spent down there, I know not to go down there in the summer. I'm staying here this summer. Well, I am going down there. I'm gonna go down there for a couple weeks. Hopefully the weather don't follow me and do dumb crazy stuff while I'm there. I'm gonna go down there, and then I'm gonna drive back with my kids. I'm gonna fly down there and drive back.
Gotcha.
And stop and see my pop and all my other relatives. The only reason I'm driving because I want to see everybody on my way back. It's summertime, like my kids used to traveling in the summer, but
I get it. Well, let's run this back. I just wanted to let people know that family compound thing is not a myth. It's real. It's real. No, it's not a myth.
I lived it. I lived those raps.
And I don't know if Shelby's here, but Shelby's people got a compound here in Philly, or outside of Philly, like 200, 300 acres, something crazy.
Acres is wild.
Yeah. But all right, let's go back to the top on this, because there were some things I wanted to point out.
We all contribute to the pot of money that covers the food and covers the housekeeper and covers the.
First thing there, they all contribute. So like Jimmy said, it's going to take the right people to do this.
Yeah.
And a lot of times sometimes people act really janky and real crazy, and they get to the thing and they don't want to keep working to keep the thing right. But here they got it right.
Groundskeeper and covers the utilities.
The story behind this mansion is just about as stunning as the home itself.
I built this house not just for my immediate family, but for my extended family, including friends.
Reggie Van Lee was a performer in the Alvin Ailey Dance Company. The Harvard graduate recently retired as an executive vice president.
Shout out to Alvin Ailey, legendary Black history, Black wealth story right there.
At a Houston consulting firm. He moved out of his home in River Oaks after building this 20,000 square foot estate for himself, his 3 sisters, and their families.
There's a hair salon for my sisters. The pool is for the grandkids.
That's why the 59-year-old says he built this house so their family could make many memories together.
As much as people say,
now, how dope is that? Most people usually want to get away from their families. He wanted to bring their family together. And when you look at other ethnic groups, and I know everybody kind of makes fun of Latinos and Indians, but there's a lot of power in living together. And generational, yes.
Yeah.
Yo.
Because, normally 35% of any person's budget goes to housing. Now they busting it down.
Who out there making fun of Latinos and Indians?
It's a lot of folks.
Yo, you come here to Philly, man, they be talking about how the house is a clown car and all kinds of crazy stuff here, boy.
I know, it sounds crazy. I know people out there be talking about Indian. I'm like, man, who you be around? Y'all just be out there ranking Indians and Latinos? Like, what kind of crowd you be?
Yo, man. I must be around them same people because they be talking crazy about them.
Jimmy know they talk crazy. He just from like Philly people don't do that. They do.
Come on, man. See, that's because Kamari spent too much time in the niggaverse, man. That's all it is, man.
So I want y'all to know, that's my title that Jimmy's trying to obfuscate, but it's cool. But here, let's get back to that. That's my title. What? I gave you that, son.
I don't know about that for one, but the fact is, I'm not trying to obfuscate anything.
Okay.
And actually, I saw it on Twitter, but I digress, man.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I got it from Twitter.
Oh, that's so nice of you to do this for your sisters. They have no idea the joy I get myself.
Well, this is my favorite room.
It's a small church inside the house. This wing sort of resembles a fancy apartment building hallway.
My man, like, we're not giving tithes to nobody else but us.
My thing is that also could help tax-wise too, but if you know how to play that game.
I'm not even talking about that, sir. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
You can do it. I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not trying to trigger you. That's all.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Here you'll find doors that lead to private living quarters.
Our front door is red. We each have a kitchen. We have a living room. We have a washer-dry area. And we have 2 bedrooms, 1 master and a guest. And then each of those have bathrooms, separate bathrooms.
You arrive at the master suite on a separate side of the home.
And in 1976, this little black boy from Sunnyside said, I'd like to have a family compound someday. We all contribute to the pot of money that covers the food and covers the housekeeper and covers the groundskeeper and covers the utilities.
They're talking about it in hopes of encouraging other families to follow suit, even if on a smaller scale.
I think other people should do that. I think if we did more of that, we'd have more happiness in the world and a lot less tension. We all contribute.
20,000 square feet. I mean, that's enough spaces for a lot of families.
So
you got to be all living on top of one another.
He mentioned something at the end of that too. He talked about the idea of how that brings them all happiness, and I think that is a conversation we got to have. By the way, me and Kamari got a whole video we did about the idea of happiness that we got to drop soon in the village. It'll be dropped.
We do. We did a video on that.
You don't even remember it. You don't even remember it.
I don't.
I would tell you because it was in reference to Kanye West is kind of what it was about with Cameron.
Oh yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. See, look at you.
I remember that.
Yeah, man. So I think that's the other part too. Like being around family and friends is kind of what brings folks the joy. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's an overall dope story. I hope we definitely could see more of it.
Hopefully.
Don
All right, we got
got
a couple more people in the room.
yes, we
What
do.
up, Brandon?
Brandon, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, Brandon?
Yes, Alvin Ailey. Miss Edie says, yes, Alvin Ailey dance troupe is like the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Bam, tomorrow to the weekend. Yes, New York loves Alvin Ailey. I think every black neighborhood loves Alvin Ailey. Don't be trying to gatekeep him for yourself, Miss Edie. Judy Jameson, all of that dope up there. All right, so Miss Edie says, I like the idea of living in close proximity. Usually my family is isolated. Yeah, a lot of us are. I mean, after desegregation, because there was no, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for, Jimmy?
Integration.
There was no integration, but we all kind of moved and we got separated and we kind of lost that, a little bit of that spark, a little bit of a step. But I get it too. All right. Farita's in the building. Welcome. And thank you for that save, Jimmy. Appreciate you.
That's what we're here for, beloved.
I don't know, man. I'd be kind of scared talking to you, man.
Oh, here we go.
Crazy. That's crazy.
All right, so Miss Edie says, I love this. Separate interests, family compound. Love it. Yes. All right, Robin says, ideally, especially for our aging relatives. Yes, indeed. My mother lives with me now. And I'm like, geez, we got two floors. She be having problems going up them steps sometimes. I be thinking, man, maybe I got to get a rancher at some point. So
Come back to the city, bro. I mean, leave the suburbs. Come back to the city, man.
Where I'm going to find a rancher in the city, bro?
19115, man. I can find you one tomorrow. Let me know if you're looking for one. I got you. Whatever you need, I got.
There's only one section of 19115 that have ranchers, and they're really pricey.
Hey, listen, man. There's more than one section. I got. If you want a rancher, I can find you some tomorrow, man. I got it for cheap, man.
For cheap.
I got. I mean, word to the clips, man. The clips are back. So.
All right, Don says they brave to live. What did you say? They brave to live with a pale face.
Yeah, they are.
I wasn't going to say that, but I did see I saw it in the video, but you know.
I didn't peep that. I missed that.
Oh no, yeah, you know.
I missed that.
You know.
All right, so Miss Edie says, yes, sir, gatekeeping Alvin Ailey. I miss Judith Jameson. All right, well, listen, I love all blackness, so you can't gatekeep me. It's all good, though. Maybe we have to create the family and build the compound like 90-plus individuals in GA. I mean, that's doable, too, but I think going back to Jimmy's point, right, if we want to talk about real tactics, you got to have the right people, right? Because the wrong person will destroy the whole group.
Hey, man, I mean, Jim Collins' book From Good to Great. It's a great management book, by the way.
Oh, that is a great book.
But in the book, he talks about, you know, when you're building something, you got to put the right people on the bus and you got to put them in the right position. He gives the context of running a company, and sometimes you have good people, but you put them in the wrong positions to succeed. So it's about putting the right people on the bus, and that applies to this as well. If you're going to do something like this, you have to have the right people with you in order to build.
Now, in that book, didn't he say it doesn't matter what seat they fill as long as you get all the right people on the bus?
Yeah, but
I gotta go back and read that.
That's context really as well, right? The context is, you know, again, speaking from the idea of running a company. If you have a guy that's good at changing tires, right, you're not going to put him as the manager of your auto body shop. He's good at changing tires, right?
Right.
You got to put him where he's best suited to help the overall unit win. That applies to this too, because you're building something. When you talk about this compound, for all intents and purposes, they're building a business. They're building in something that's bigger than all of them. You got to put the people in the right place in order to do that. You got to put people with with certain talent, skills, and abilities to be able to use those talent, skills, and abilities for the greater good. So we're talking about doing things for the greater good, man. It's an excellent book, by the way, for those looking for it. A lot of the references are a little bit old because he's talking about things such as like GE, older companies or what have you. But the ideas are still, spot on. It's just not talking about some of the newer companies that tend to dominate our market because it's an older book. But
it's a great book from what I remember. I haven't read it.
Yeah. It's read in a lot of MBA programs for all the MBAs in the audience. We got a couple of them. Speaking of books, though, Kamar, I got to share this, man. I made one of the best purchases in recent memory. I got me the new Kindle, right? Because I had the old Kindle, right? And I got pissed at this old Kindle for a couple of reasons. for one, it took like the old USB, which irritates my life force. The new one takes a USB-C, but it got a bigger screen to it, and it got Audible built into this joint. It's got Kindle, Audible, and Libby all on the one device. I said, yo, why didn't I been do this? This is as someone who loves books, I've been going crazy. I finished like 2 books. I've been going crazy since I got this joint, man. This is phenomenal, man. You know what I'm saying? The Kindle God. But anyway, I digress, man. So
now, Jimmy, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You're the real estate god. You're the Bitcoin god as well. Can't give you no more because your head might not be able to fit in the room. But if someone wanted to do this, because you are an agent, what would you tell them to do first?
The first step?
Yeah. Because, I mean, it sounds like he carried it all on his back. So he made the majority of the paper. However, everybody's not going to have that scenario. But with many, many hands make the load lighter. So
my first step would be to get a piece of paper, get a writing utensil, and let's write down what you can afford. Let's write the whole thing out. Who are you looking to bring with you? How much space do you need? How much can you afford? What is your income? What is your debt? What does your debt to income look like? What is your credit score? Let's write some stuff down. Let's get to writing before we start looking at anything or doing anything. Let's see where you stand as an individual, right? That's after I get him to sign the consumer notice, because by law that's the first thing you're supposed to do. But just want to make sure I stay compliant. But let's get to writing before we start doing all the things. And that's a lot of times what people want to do. They want to just get up and start going to look at property, start going. No, let's sit down and get your numbers right, man. Let's do the math. Let's do the knowledge. What does your financial situation look like? I'm not trying to have you out here, looking at compounds that cost $10 million when you make $32,000 a year. That ain't gonna work.
But if it's 10 of y'all making $32,000 a year,
okay, now are you making plans with these 10 people? Are they into this too, or you just something that you just a pie in the sky thing you trying to do without talking to somebody?
Let's assume they're all into it.
Okay, all right. So let's sit down as 10 and let's have a conversation about what are the things that are must-haves and what are the things that are not must-haves. That's going to be difficult because we talk about 10 people to agree on something, and that's why this is difficult too, because people have different desires, objectives, and goals when it comes to a property. And a lot of times, in my experience, it's difficult for people, specifically multiple generations, to be under the roof, because what tends to happen is, say you have your father or your mother, and you got grandkids, they start to tell you how to raise, how to do that. So this is what I mean.
Music down.
There's certain conversations you got to have before you start to move forward with something like this. This is why, to me, the most important part about this is putting the right people on the bus. Because you don't.
But let's assume everybody's on the bus. They want to be on the bus.
A lot of assumptions, beloved.
I know we have to make the assumptions. It's a show, man. We can't.
Okay, all right. So everybody's on the same page. What kind of capital do you have together, right?
Right.
And then are you going to? Because I've seen this happen too, where people are trying to buy a property together as a family, not a compound, but it's a property, and they're like, "Well, I'm putting X up, so I have X amount of ownership." Don't work that way, right? It doesn't.
Why doesn't it work that way?
Why doesn't it work that way? All right, because again, unless you're going to buy it under an entity and then you allocate percentages as an entity, because outside of that, you're going to have to either do like tenants by the entirety or tenants in common, and that's a whole other rabbit hole to go down. You're not going to be able to break it up into different facets. Like if I'm putting up 60% of the money, I want 60% of the ownership. And you can do that through a trust or through setting up some sort of like legal entity where you can give 60% of the ownership of that entity. But the thing about doing it under entity, now you kind of like ruin the amount of money you're able to borrow unless you are borrowing it in your name. That gives you two different scenarios in terms of borrowing. So there are a lot of conversations that have to happen before you go to looking for the compound. I guess that's the overall point that I'm trying to make.
No, we got that point, Jimmy. Now, how do they do it?
What do you mean? How do you do it?
The conversations are good, right? They're all going to put up their bread. So I'm guessing you're going to say they have to start pulling their money together, right? Because
all right. So the reason I'm focusing on all the things I'm focusing on is because I've been in this space and see people try to do it, and that's where things fall. All the other stuff is easy. You go find a place, you buy the place. That's simple. The other stuff is the stuff that's not simple.
All right. So whose name is going to be on the mortgage?
You can put as many people as you want to on there. The thing about it is who's going to be responsible for it? Who has the income for it? That's why all the other things are important. If you're sitting out there making $10,000 a year and someone else is making $600,000 a year, more than likely they're going to be the one that the bank wants. It all depends upon who you're borrowing from. They're going to tell you you can go on a mortgage.
But the people watching don't know that.
But but that's why all the other things I'm talking about, that's why all the writing down, all those things are what you have to do. You're saying everybody's on the same page. We can all be on the same page, but if you ain't got no money, it don't matter what page you on.
But everybody said they're going to carry their load. They don't carry them.
Pause.
I'm not doing pause, man. I told you I'm too old for this shit, man.
You wild right now, man. You wild. So the fact of the matter is, all the other stuff is actually not the difficult part. The difficult part is the organizing of it. It's not the buying of it. The buying of it. Listen, if you got some capital, you got good credit, you got income, people want to put money to work. They're going to loan you money.
But it's not just the buying also. It's also the operations. Like my man talked about the groundskeepers, the maids.
That goes to what I'm talking about. That goes to the writing down part.
Now, what happens if somebody
You
dies?
You gotta have almost an operating agreement on how this whole thing works. There's got to be conversations about life insurance, right? Life insurance where a specific portion of it goes into the overall pot when someone dies. All of those conversations have to happen before you get to the point of buying a property. This story is amazing, but to your point, it looks like one guy did all of the heavy lifting and just brought people along, which is
Right.
you could do that too.
It's beautiful,
Or like
but
Corey
it's not
said,
realistic.
his wife are doing all the heavy lifting. But the idea of y'all coming together to do it, that's going to be difficult. I can bring 5 people into a room and say, yo, this wall is white, and 5 people will argue me. Like, you're never gonna get 5 people to agree that the wall is white. Someone will say it's off-white, it's eggshell, it's and the third. Getting people to agree on how to move, bro, it's why our investment club to me is one of the more powerful things that we're a part of, because as someone who's tried to start investment clubs and get our folks to agree on anything is damn near impossible. But setting up protocols, going through the idea of systems and organization is a difficult thing to do, but it's worth it at the end, right? It's worth it at the end. When you look at all of these big, because again, like I said, we're talking about a compound, but this is essentially creating a business together on how they're going to operate. When you look at organizing, it's difficult because you have to get people on one accord, and that is very difficult to do.
So I have some friends that own about 50 acres outside of DC. They're doing something similar.
Kamari's got friends that own 200 acres, 50 acres. I keep telling you, never mind. Go ahead, man.
I'm broke, baby. A broke baby. And they're doing this whole collective group economic things. My husband and wife kind of brought it. They have their parents on the property, on the land they're building. But here's the interesting thing. Nobody can actually own the land. They're like 99-year leases. And so that's one way that they're doing it.
There's a country I was just looking at. I think it might be Sweden. Don't quote me on that. But they have a whole thing in how their land is controlled, where they don't allow people to build wealth via land. Like they do their best to make sure.
Isn't that foreigners? They don't let foreigners, or is it everybody?
They tax foreigners. They tax foreigners out the wazoo, which makes foreigners not want to buy there. But every actual person that lives within their country that's working adult, they try to help them. They got grants. They try to help them landowners. They believe the ownership of land helps with other things such as crime, such as the actual cleaning of the space and all that. So they try to make everybody an owner, but you're only an owner for 99 years, then it reverts back to the government, who then helps the people that are living then do the same thing. It's a thing. They don't allow people to hoard homes and just build wealth through hoarding homes. You have to actually get out there and do something that contributes to society. It's a very interesting concept. And maybe we could share that on Friday or something, because I'll find the information about it. We can talk about that.
I've heard about that. I can't think of where it is, but I want to say it's somewhere in South America or Central America. But I've definitely heard of that.
Yeah, so I'll find it for you though. But it's very, very interesting. But the concept is interesting, but that idea of no one being able to own the land is something to that, man. Because again, when we look at the resources that are available, we have to figure out a way to make sure that we're not leaving folks behind, right? And we gotta be able to build, but take care of our folks. That's what it really boils down to. This is a way to do that. And this is all about organizing. And I think that as a community, when we talk about Black wealth, that's what we don't have. We don't have organizing. You know what I mean? We don't have organizing. Corey, you all right over there, bro?
Yeah, man.
I see you over there rumbling your computer.
Yeah, this joint acting crazy. It's starting to. It's like the screen was doing like. I heard everything you said, but my screen froze, and then your screen froze. Like
I saw Corey rumble his computer. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, is it COINTELPRO?
The screen kept freezing on me. I don't know. Like, man, my life is crazy right now.
You got that COINTELPRO computer, man. COINTELPRO computer, man. But listen, yeah, man. So this is an interesting topic, man. I'm reading a book now on my new Kindle, by the way.
I can't do that.
That's the greatest. This is my greatest purchase of 2025.
Maybe 50 years from now.
But well, you always think everything, man. But I'm reading a book by our brother Kamari, Kevin Matthews.
Our homie Kevin Matthews, Building Bread.
Yes, Building Bread. Our homie Kevin Matthews.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah.
He's from Tulsa.
So yes, he is.
You're reading the Tulsa book?
Here's the thing. I'm waiting for him. I talked to him the other day, so I'm reading it on the Kindle, but he also sent me a signed copy.
So hold on. So you did that on your own volition. You didn't add none of us in on it? You didn't think the Black Wolf Rebels wanted a book, a signed person copy book?
Me and him were talking. So
you didn't say, my brother Kamari, who he knows, we all know him. He wants a book too.
So first of all, let me talk about the book before you start to try to stand. You try to turn this into something that is not.
No, we're gonna get to the book. We're gonna get to the book. I want to know why you ain't get me a book.
Kamari really hurt.
You got a relationship with the brother. You ask him for it.
Nah, that's not how we do this thing.
That's not my job to say, yo, send me 3 of them. Like
we got.
Whoa, I disagree.
Thank you, Corey.
I disagree.
Thank you, Corey.
Nah. Because here's the other part. Here's the other part about it, right? I was telling him that I'll be in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying?
But he's not there anyway. So.
Actually, you didn't let me finish what I'm saying, bro.
I'm sorry.
I was telling him about that, and I was trying to, I'm going to a museum out there to learn more about, what happened on the ground or what have you. So we having a conversation. I got his book. You know what I'm saying? And, I told him, I said, I'll pay you to send me the other joint. I'm sending a couple of dollars, send me the book out. But that wasn't about getting a book for that was something that me and him were having a conversation. My point is, I was trying to talk about the book. And in the book, it's about obviously what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But the amount of organizing that it took to get to that point, and also the amount of organizing it took after the burning to build things back up, that is something that, we got to talk about, right? We always talk about like what happened, the burning and all that, but the way they were able to organize is really the cheat code in there. We have a difficult time organizing community and groups, just in general. It's and I understand why it's difficult, because it's difficult to get any sort of human to agree. But for our folks, it's really difficult when you look at our history, our trust issues, our post-traumatic slave disorder that we deal with. But in order to actually move ahead doing anything, you're going to have to organize. There's only so far you can get solo. So if you guys that are listening or watching this, if you're not working with other groups or other people, if you're not building with the community, you're only going to get so far. I don't care who you are. The network is where the value lies. That's what this whole story is about with the compound. And when we talk about Black wealth as a collective, you got to build with someone. I'm not even talking about you coming with, I'm just saying anybody, whatever. You got to be supporting Black institutions. I was talking to Kamari a couple months ago. I was like, I want to focus on building the institutions that are already building, right? Association of Black Journalists. Let's support that as much as we can. I Be Big. Let's support that as much as we can. Let's look at the organizations and groups and work within that. So that's part of what I'm taking from the book as I'm reading it thus far. I'm also reading a book that I know you're currently reading too, Kamari, which is that Malcolm X book about his afterlife. And
All right, but wait a minute. Let's not zoom past this. So
I'm tying it together though. I'm saying there's a lot of talk about organizing in there as well. That's all I was going to say is there's like a overarching thing about the idea of organizing as a people within both of those books that I'm reading. That's all.
Got you. So you have a homework assignment, Jim, because you failed your brothers. So now your job is to get me and Corey a book so we can talk about this during the book club. And we can talk about organizing.
I don't want you to think he's sending me a book.
You got homework.
I paid him for it. I paid the brother for it.
Okay.
What I told him was this. I said,
make sure they autograph too.
Well, you can get it yourself from him. What I told him was
I'm giving you that task.
No, what I told him was this. I was like, I don't want to go to Amazon.
You don't want to help me?
I'll buy you a book. If you want me to buy you a book,
that's all I wanted, man.
That's really all you want. You want me to buy you the book? I'll buy you the book.
Show me some love. Show Corey some love too.
I will buy you the book. That's not an issue. But what I told him was this, and a lot of times if I know a specific author, what I'll do is I'll hit the author up if I know him, be like, look, before I buy this, from Amazon and Bezos and them, is there a better way that I can support you? Right.
That's dope.
So that's what I did, and that's how it worked out. Now the thing
make
is,
sure they get the best possible cut.
Yeah. So I do that. If I have a relationship with that author, I'll do that. Now I still got the Kindle version anyway because I like walking around with all my books on my, you know what I mean? But I still supported him. I made sure that he got the support. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was about. I was actually looking out for him. It wasn't about me not getting y'all books.
I mean, it's about that too, but it's okay. We got you together on that. We got you together.
You trying to start ish, man. That's all it is.
Listen, I am not starting it. I gave you homework.
You had one job, bro.
You too. Oh man,
you had one job, big bro.
My job was to support the actual.
You had one job, man. Damn, man.
We can't buy a compound,
Jimmy. You had one job.
And the crazy part is I supported him multiple times because I bought the physical directly from him with the autograph, and I bought the Kindle version. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I'll say this. You had two jobs, dude. I'm just messing with you, man. I don't care.
Anyway, man.
I don't care, but listen.
Bottom line is look the book up, by the way. The book is phenomenal.
Bottom line, look up the book, support the author. And let's get busy.
It's called From Burning to Blueprint by Kevin Matthews. And Kevin Matthews actually did come on the pod a while ago. We can actually get him on here. We gotta get him on here to talk.
Yes, he was on the Finance Purple show too. Yep.
He's a brilliant brother. He's a brilliant brother.
Very smart. And a young brother too. All right, Don Johnson says on a smaller scale, set it up like a trailer park. You can do that. Listen, some of them double wides are actually really nice.
No, so that's what I got. I got a double wide. I got my joint built out to my specific everything, and so I was like, man, this is it. Except for then, so what I had to do is because we had a storm before I got my house bricked out, so I had to brick out the bottom because when you get on the double wides, they be on pillars. And so I had to brick out the bottom of those pillars so that my house wouldn't sway when we had crazy weather. So if you're going to go that route with a double wide or something like that, make sure you do something to make it permanent so that it doesn't, if you have a bad weather event, your house don't blow away like the Wizard of Oz.
We're going to see the wizard.
Yeah, don't go to see the wizard. Don't let your crib go see the wizard.
All right, Jarrell says, me and my boys trying to get some land, and we keep getting hung up on organizational parts. SMH.
Yeah, like I said, it's always that. It's always that.
What up, Nicole?
I told y'all guys before. I tried to start an investment club about a decade ago or so. And I had a bunch of folks gather.
Me and you, we both was there.
Oh, he was there too.
The 518. The 518. I remember that shit.
519. It was 519 investment.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Within a week, I had like 10 attorneys everybody had to try to have an attorney call, and then attorneys. I was like,
yeah, that was crazy.
We trying to pull money together. Everybody, I gotta have my attorney. I said, all right, cool. So you get 10 attorneys. Imagine getting 10 attorneys in the room. How that's gonna play out? So
very expensive. It's going to be very expensive.
Only people made money was the attorneys.
All right, Miss Edie understood.
Y'all got Miss
Miss
Edie
Edie said, Jimmy, that is your job. I get a book. We all get a book. The nerve. I mean, why you cut me off, man? Let's read the comment. Jimmy, that is your job. I get a book. We all get a book. The nerve. All right? Miss Edie understands.
The nerve of you, Jimmy. The nerve of you.
That's right.
I ain't gonna bring up all the books Kamari got that he ain't getting none of us books.
What up, Dave?
Yeah, now what up, Dave? What up, Dave?
Go ahead. Continue your besmirchment.
No besmirchment. Dave, I gotta check out that video. I saw you shot a video today, about trading. I gotta check that out, man.
So, back to Jimmy's point. I told Jimmy to read this book. I brought him the book. I brought the Audible book. So I got to. I understood the assignment.
Did you buy me a book?
Yes, but I'm going to give it away now.
No. Don't do that. Yo, you are cold, bro. You bought it as a gift, and now all of a sudden I bought it for you.
I was giving it away to you. That was the giveaway. I was giving it away to you.
He called us the polls in the winner, man.
All right, so Diamond Dave says, Corey, that's a cold Sixers set. Yeah, I do like that John. That John is nice.
You bet the Sixers is ass.
They are,
but that's a whole other story. But
you're not
going to confuse the sports player with the fashion. All right, Don Johnson says Reddit, solid book. All right, cool. All right, Rich is in the building. What up, Rich?
Yeah.
Rich put me down with that Locks Red Bull joint. I think it was Rich.
Yeah, the Locks Red Bull joint was crazy.
No, yeah. Somebody was going off.
No, y'all see when someone changed the beat and they put what was the Nas beat they put on there? They put.
No, I gotta go find the full joint because I was watching Sheik and I was like, oh man, he's going off. And then Styles came on and I was like, yo. He was like, loyalty is royalty. I was like, my God, he's a bar specialist. What's that, Joe?
I said, living off experience, man. Years ago, I started writing a book. It was called
We Live by Locks Bars.
We Live by Locks Bars. I started writing a book. I brought Corey in to help me write it too, and then I just stopped because.
I might jump in on that. We might have to break that back up.
Main man dropped the book like that. He beat me to the punch. And shout out to him too. Ash Cash beat me to the punch when he dropped that 444 book. I was working on this before then, but once he did it, I was like, now it's gonna look like I'm biting. I come from a generation where,
you gotta be a writer, not a biter.
I just shelved the whole project.
All right, Don Johnson says, honestly, the book has been out for a minute. We all should have been supported the brother. You are correct, Don. I don't
listen, but I double supported. So
if I own it. I wonder if I own it.
Now you're
right. Don's right.
If you already got the book, Kamari, it's just plain old slander.
Yeah. So if you already got the book, why you ain't buying the book? You got the book in?
Nah. Because Corey, don't mess up the joke, man. Just roll with the first joke, man. He says the hat is nice. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Corey's rocking it. Listen, man. Listen, don't get distracted.
Don't get distracted. Yo, Kamari, real quick though, what do you think about? Have you got back into the Malcolm X book yet?
No. Yes and no. I've been kind of going back. I'm on some other stuff.
What else you reading, man?
Nothing. You know what? I did find this one joint.
It's something real ratchet because you don't want to say, Corey.
No, listen. I'm gonna give y'all a total honest confession. I have been turned out by ratchet urban novels.
Oh God!
And it's all Jimmy's fault. It's all Jimmy's fault.
Oh God, yo,
Kamari reading a Quan Mills book, man. I gave a brother a great Malcolm X book. He turned it down to read Quan Mills.
No, so listen. I am on Quan Mills.
Did you just say, yo? Tell me this is not true, Kamari. Say it's a lie.
Listen, Quan Mills has taxis and thotties. I'm about to buy it. I'm going to review it. And I'm going to rate it 1 through 10 and do a video on it.
No, all jokes aside, though, what are you listening to or reading right now?
Here, hold on. I'm pulling up the Audible right now. So, y'all.
Come on, you gotta get a Goodreads account, man.
I think I have one. I don't know if I ever had one. Okay, so y'all know I just read this
Yeah,
on Audible, and let me
I
pull
read,
up
I
my.
read that too. I read that too, and I got some thoughts, man. I'm waiting for Kamari so we can shoot this review of the book.
We can do it this week.
Okay, say less.
All right, and then I just found this book called it's an Audible original called Sacrilege. It's kind of deep,
Yo,
suspenseful.
they tried to recommend that to me, but I was trying to figure out whether the bull under the bull on the cover looks like the bull from that TV show on Netflix with 11 on it. What's the name of that show? Anyway, but I couldn't tell whether that was him or not. But yeah, so I saw that. But again, right now I'm reading 4 books right now.
I'm enjoying
I'm
that.
not reading 4, so I'm reading right now. I'm actually rereading some literature on Ronald Reagan's not presidency, his governorship.
But he was an actor.
No, his governorship in the
I know, I'm joking.
And how it affected the Black Panther Party. I was online, and then I went down a rabbit hole because I was reading up about the food program because I'm trying to start something similar, and end up on some Ronald Reagan. End up with Ronald Reagan and went down a crazy rabbit hole about all the shit he did to the Panthers out in Oakland, man, when he was the governor of California. And it was, boy was wilding, yo. Like, if you think he was wilding as the president, he was absolutely wilding as the governor of California, bro.
So yeah, he was. So I'm reading 4 books. One is called The Afterlife of Malcolm X, an Outcast Turned Icon. That's one. I'm reading, like I told y'all, From Burning to Blueprint, Rebuilding Black Wall Street. I'm reading another book called Make It Stick, The Science of Successful Learning by Peter C. Brown. That's about, like, actually how to be a better learner. And I'm also reading Black Power in Palestine, which is an interesting book, too.
That book
Dr. Mark?
crazy.
Dr. Mark?
Somebody recommended me that book like a year and a half ago. I got about 50 pages in, and I had to stop reading it, bro.
It's called Michael Fischbach is the author from Black Power in Palestine. And I also copped 2 new books. I didn't start them yet, but I copped them. I copped one joint called How White Folks Got So Rich.
They stole everything.
That's simple.
I mean, that's a simple sentence, but it's really about that. This is how white folks got so rich. And I copped another one. Where's the other one? That? Now this is interesting. It's called I didn't get into it yet. Where is it at? I'm gonna tell y'all. Actually, I copped 3 new books. The other one is called Wise Guys in the White House, right? And this is a history about how the American mafia has been in business with the White House for years. I'm like, all right, I want to see this one. And
At
the
least since Kennedy, right?
and the third book that I copped actually was a recommendation from Kamari, like a little bit, but it really wasn't. It was about a post he had put up. It's called A Taste of Power, a Black woman's story with the Black Panthers by Elaine Brown. So it came from a post you had put up. Kamari had put up a post about the sister, and someone said, I've read her book.
You know what? I meant to buy that book. I'm glad you said that. I didn't get it. But
Yeah.
great reminder.
So I copped those 3 books, but I'm reading 4 other ones. So I'm
gonna get my read on this summer because now I don't got no job, so I'm poor for the summer. Don't ask me for nothing.
Damn, Corey, I can't borrow $1.
You can't borrow 11 cents right now, bro. I only got a dime.
Damn.
I don't listen. I got a dime and you cannot borrow 11 cents. So,
you better get in the village and get the trading with Dina, man. You better get in that village, get some of them gold trades.
All right, so I'm gonna share this.
I'm letting my stocks do that. I'm letting my stocks do the talking for me this summer. But
that was for Don Johnson. But real quick, Don said WCP on Audible. Come on, Don. You gotta say that till Friday.
That's
I ain't gonna lie,
Friday is midnight.
If they did a audio book or a podcast on that whole movement, I would listen. I know there's probably some crazy stories.
It gotta be
the business side of it too.
Why don't you do it, Jimmy? You should do it.
Y'all influencing.
I don't know enough about it.
Y'all influencing my Insta timeline.
You can do research.
We be talking about
Vlad did it.
No, man, listen. We be talking about WCP on this show, and now I'm starting to get the Saudis all over my all over my IG joint because my IG joint, my joint was all revolutionary Black Power stuff. You see the stuff I be sending, and now my joint full of Saudis. Like, damn, bro. Like, I thought I had wiped them joints.
We must stay focused.
Blame Don.
We must stay focused.
Blame Don.
I'm being recommended Saudis every 12 seconds on my IG now.
No, that's not true. I'm not the Saudi recommender of the team.
No, I'm saying because we be having these conversations and our phones and our devices.
It's Don. I blame Don.
All right, Don says, Kern Reed, Succeeding Against the Odds, autobiography of John Johnson. I've read that. Oops. Powerful book.
You showing Kamari showing us what time it is.
Look at him, still sleeping. Powerful
book. I loved it. Don, I would love to hear your thoughts on it though as you get done it. You need to come on the show and talk about it, brother. All right, what up, Dina?
Yeah, what's going on, Dina?
All right, Dina says about to start Sky Full of Elephants. I downloaded it about a week ago.
Nice.
But love to hear your thoughts about it once you get done.
I gotta share more of my books that I read on my IG because I used to do it, but I haven't done it in a while. So I gotta do that, man. Because I'm an absolute lover of literature, man. So
I didn't answer your question, Jim.
Okay. I wonder what ratchet book you're reading. I know you into something because the way you.
I'm gonna give it all. Full disclosure. All right, so I got The Afterlife of Malcolm X. Jimmy referred that to me. King's Land. That's something else that Audible original. The Plunder of Black America. I haven't finished that yet.
I finished that one.
Yeah, I gotta finish it. The Abolitionist. That's something that piqued my interest. What is this?
I'm gonna retry Audible, man, because y'all getting too far ahead of me. I can't do Audible though, man. That should put me to sleep.
All right, and then I also have Burn Baby Burn. The Life and Legacy of H. Rap Brown.
Yo.
So
H. Rap Brown was that dude.
Yeah. And then my last two,
I just finished them. My list. Burn Baby Burn. Hold up.
Yeah.
H. Rap Brown was that. I forget his the name that he gave himself. He changed his name. El Jameen or something like that. I forget he gave the name he gave himself.
Jamil Al-Amin.
Oh, I actually have this. The Life and Legacy of H. Rap Brown.
Yeah. I got Jamil Al-Amin.
Because first of all, the joint is only like a couple hours. I might move that to the top.
Yeah, real short. Whoa. Thank you, Dina.
Appreciate you, Dina.
Dina coming through with the super chat. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Burn, baby, burn. Burn, Hollywood, burn. I smell the riot going on.
Yeah, that's a crazy read. That's something I've already read that I might have to reread.
Yeah, that's a great read. Jimmy just brought it out. We were just talking about it. Definitely a good read. WCP is revolutionary. I mean, actually, Jim, you probably could interview all them people. We could write a book about it. I would be down for it.
I be trying to stay out of the niggerverse, man, and
But that's not necessarily the niggerverse.
Yeah, but
what they gonna be talking about is gonna be because they gonna be talking about all. We can try to turn it into a business show, and we can talk about the business side.
We can make it a book.
I don't want to make it a book, bro.
The founding of the Black Wealth Porn Kingdom.
Hey, listen. It's a business.
Leave me out of that, man. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Sex is business, bro. Nah, man, I wouldn't care, but I mean, some people do, but I wouldn't care, and I ain't even all into that. But I promise you,
I'm not into it either,
Jimmy's telling us something. He would have too much fun researching the book.
No, what I'm saying is, I think self-awareness is key to maturity, man, and the spirit is in me. So I don't know.
No, he's trying to make it all go God body on us and whatnot.
No, listen, I was being tricked. Corey heard what I said. The spirit is in me, so I need to stay away, man. Like I gotta maintain my distance, because
they were part of your childhood, your growing up.
Hey, listen, man, the spirit is in me. That's all I'm gonna say. Man. As my brother Diamond Dave said, man, the spirit is, sometimes you gotta recognize, man, the spirit.
Oh my God, yo. I'm gonna have to do all the interviews, huh?
You gonna have to, beloved.
No, we probably can't. Neither one of us can do it, Corey.
Shit, I can do the interviews. I'll tell you like this: it's either I'm in or I'm out. I don't, man. Listen,
You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
I'm out. You know
we're having
what I
a
mean?
great conversation about organizing. This is Wednesday, so we gotta stay out of the niggaverse, man. All I want to say is this, man. That video was inspirational, and I think there's lessons to be learned from that video, which is how we started this whole conversation. And it doesn't have to be applied, the same exact way. You could do this in your own way. You could even do like the idea to me. What I took from the video is just the idea of organizing and working together, and that's what it's all about. Organizing and working together in any way that you can do is what our sister Tracy talked about nonstop. Is what we live by. Is the reason we have a village. We gotta organize and work together. You can only get so far alone. So
Wealth
even
is a team sport.
Yeah, even the idea of black wealth. If you're not working together, you don't have black wealth. I don't care how much money you have in the bank. You don't have black wealth if you don't have a team or you're not working with someone. So that's my opinion, man. Great find, great video. I would love to see what you guys think about it. By the way, as an aside, if you're not in the village, please get in the village, and you do so by going to blackwealthrebels.com. By going to come on, I'm gonna share something with you, man. I'm gonna share some of the feedback I just got from that presentation that I just did, because I think this was a great statement, man. I want to share it with you, brother.
Okay.
I just sent it to your WhatsApp right there, man. So,
okay. Well, while we doing that, right? Oops, wrong thing.
Pull that up. I'll talk about that while you grab the WhatsApp.
No.
So,
but I wanted to talk about this real quick.
So
Jimmy's talking about organizing and mobilizing. We are always organizing and mobilizing. So June 14th, if you're in the city of Philadelphia, pull up on us. We are doing a podcast, Cash Mob, while we're talking about the power of Black investment clubs on Black wealth. And that's basically what we're talking about today, if you really want to get at it.
Yes. So make sure you pull up June 14th. It's a Cash Mob in the podcast. Hell, pull that back up while you do the other thing, man.
All right.
But, while you grab the other thing, let me. So I want to talk about that.
I was supposed to grab the other thing. Okay.
Pause. So this is what we're doing here, right?
Doing pause, man.
June 14th is a Cash Mob in a podcast. For those who don't know what a Cash Mob is, we get together at a Black-owned business, and we make sure we spend money there. This is Coffee, Creams, and Dreams, which is a Black-owned coffee shop in Philadelphia. It's at 15th and Fairmount. The exact address is 1436 Fairmount Avenue. For those that are familiar with Philadelphia, you know why it's a big deal to have a Black coffee shop at 1436 Fairmount Avenue. We want to make sure we support those sisters who are doing that. And we're going to pull up. We're going to buy coffee, tea, hot chocolate, the whole nine. We're going to support the business. And we're going to have a podcast. We're going to have a live taping of a podcast. And we're going to talk about the power of Black investment clubs, why they're important. We're going to talk more about the idea of working together, how you organize. Because the thing I like about what we do as an investment club, we show you how to do the same thing we're doing. If you don't want to join our club, that's cool. Go start your own. But we have the infrastructure already in place. So we're going to have that conversation with Joe Wilson, who's the president of Ivy Big. He'll be joining us as well. We'll probably have other members from our club is there as well. But it's going to be very important. Make sure to come out and support us. Definitely come out and support us. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to give away some Bitcoin, some other stuff. We're going to do some giveaways. We're going to have fun. A lot of crowd participation. It's going to be a ball. Make sure to come out and support us. And by the way, tickets are free. We still need you to register so we know how many folks we have to look forward to coming. But tickets are free. We're not charging for this. All we ask is if you come out to support the business. That's all we ask. Give them a chance.
Spend $20 a minimum.
Yeah, spend $20. Get you a little wrap and a little cup of coffee or something. Just come out and support the business. We're not charging for tickets because our idea is to organize and bring business to that establishment. So June 14th, go to phillycashmob.com to register. It's phillycashmob.com. Make sure you register. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. It's going to be a great time, though. We're going to have a funky good time. We're going to take you higher.
We're going to take you higher.
I gotta keep it culturally relevant, man. That's all. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay, so I'm sure Jimmy wants to bloviate about his great performance tonight. So
No, man, listen, I'm not gonna lie,
let's
y'all.
put
Right?
that on. Let's put that on the screen. Hold on, I got you, brother. I got you.
I put up numbers tonight, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cooked.
You the Michael Jordan of performing, huh?
I think I scored 81 this evening. I do. I think I might have scored 81. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like I definitely put numbers in the board.
You ain't hit Wilt numbers, but you did 81.
Yeah, I think I did. I put up at least 81, bro. At least 81. I treat like Kobe did the Raptors, man. I gave him 81, man. You know what I'm saying? So, the feedback is crazy.
Speaking of Kobe and Jalen Rose, Kobe put the crazy numbers on Jalen Rose. I was watching the postseason game, the finals. Jalen Rose was giving Kobe work, bro. He was giving Kobe absolute hell, bro. I don't know how I ended up watching that, but I was watching the replay of that. I watched the series. Yo, Jalen Rose was giving Kobe the business.
Kobe gave it back too, especially that game where Shaq fouled out. Kobe went. He left Earth.
That was the Pacers should have won that game. Shaq fouled out, but anyway.
But I still have to say this, man. I put numbers on the board, man, and the crazy part is, I did this season since then. I gotten like 3 invitations to speak already. So, Kamari, can you read the top part for me?
See, you see what's going on here, right, Corey?
I just asked you, could you read it for me? The top part.
You see what's going on right here, Corey. Hold on. All right. I got you, brother. I got you. Jimmy, you explained very well. You are brilliant, innovative, an early adopter, and risk taker. I'm not. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, it's just some of the feedback. This was so good. I want to learn this hack with real estate. I'll be hitting you up. That was dope. Just some of the feedback. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten like 3 invitations to speak since I did that right before I jumped on with you guys this evening. So I'm just letting you guys know that things went well. I put 81 up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm outside anyway, y'all. So June 14th, pull up. I'm going to have another historic performance. I might put up a triple-double. Matter of fact, I got a class I'm teaching Friday, but that's a closed joint for appraisers. I got a lot of stuff coming up, man. Let's get it.
And what else do we have coming up in July, Jimmy?
In July, we have our camp. We locked down our location. We are at the 6-Man Center. PYB, the 6-Man Center. That's where we're going to be at. And for those who are in Philadelphia, you know how phenomenal that is and the work that's going on over there. But we got to invite to the 6-Man. That's big time, y'all. I don't think y'all understand that. If you don't know what it is, just do your Googles. Shout out to my brother Amin Akbar, who is the chief visionary officer over there. And we got an opportunity to work with PYB, Philadelphia Youth Basketball. And we're going to have our camp in their facility, which is going to be amazing. We have 5 Saturdays from 9 to 12. We're going to feed the kids. We're going to educate the kids, play some Monopoly board games. It's about building in the community. This is the 11th By the Hood camp. We put out a little information thing, but we're going to open up registration pretty soon. Kamar, I started the thing, but I had a question about it. But we're going to drop that probably by tomorrow. We're going to open up registration. But just go to bthcamp.com to get information. That's BTHCAMP, bthcamp.com to get information. And that's also where the registration will be probably tomorrow. By the time we get on here Friday, registration will be open. So bthcamp.com. Make sure you pull up in person because, like I said, we got plans to feed the kids. We taking it back, to really putting that community work in, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Kamari was out in the community last couple of weeks, putting in work. Now we got our camp coming up. It's just great things going on, man. Great things are happening here, and we're building, and we want to bring you guys with us. Listen, also, if you just want to pull up as a volunteer to help with the youth, pull up, and let's make it happen. Let's actually do something and not just sit online all day and talk about what the problems are.
With them heavy Twitter fingers.
Yeah. Let's do something.
All right, so Jimmy put up 81 on the board. He's looking to do another 81 on June 14th.
Yes, I am.
You got anything else coming, Jim?
Man, I got so much. I'll be in Tulsa on Juneteenth, man. I'm teaching a class on Friday for the American Society of Appraisers. I'm teaching a class on artificial intelligence and real estate valuation on it's 16th of June. I got all kinds of stuff going on, man. I'm outside, man. I'm actually getting further and further in my education bag, man. I'm being invited to speak at a lot of places. I'll be in Orlando in a couple months. I got to look that date up. I'm speaking at the Black Blockchain Summit in September. So yeah, man, I'm August or September. So I'm all over the place. That's in DC at Howard University. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jimmy gets invites there every year.
Hey, listen, man. You know, stacks are not trying.
We've been invited. I was just on the phone with them.
I wasn't invited.
You definitely was invited.
I think Jimmy blocked me because he said I was too real when I went down there the first time I did it.
I got the power to block you, bro. Come on, man. Listen, man.
I don't believe that, man. You're a hater.
Yo, last thing I want to say, like, he gets going in on me. Like, I see you miss me, bro. You miss me, man.
Of course, brother. I love you, brother.
Now, listen. Last thing I want to say before we got to hear, man, get y'all supplement bottles, man. When y'all pull up on the 14th, pull up with your supplement bottle and have them fill it up with coffee from Coffee Cream Dreams. Yo, go to getsupplement.com. Support our sponsor, please. This is a Black-owned company. We want to make sure we support them. Our objective is the Black Wealth Rebels, is to talk about Black wealth in various ways. And one of the ways is by supporting our folks. Getsupplement.com. No, I'm not saying buying a supplement bottle is going to solve the racial wealth gap. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that support our folks. Go to getsupplement.com. Get you a bottle. Don't get the white bottle like Kamari because it's black bottle.
Listen, my white bottle pops. I don't know what you're talking
black
about.
Bottles forever, snow bottles never. Black bottles forever, snow bottles never. So make sure you get you.
Listen, I'm supporting a black company. Red, white, green, all of it. Even white.
Getsupplement.com, GetSupplement.com. Go to getsupplement.com. Thank you, Supplement, for your support of the Black Wealth Rebels. We appreciate Supplement. Listen, man. And then, by the way, if you guys got any community events, schools, organizations you need us to speak to, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. We want to keep the work going. So that being said, Friday, we're going to have a conversation. You know, Friday, you know how we do. So pull up Friday, Bitcoin giveaway. You know what I mean? So let's get it popping, man.
Bitcoin giveaway and ratchetness as usual. I'm sure it'll find a way to be ratchet.
We are going to have a funky good time on Friday, yo. We want to take you higher. We want to take you higher, yo.
All right, everybody. Appreciate everyone being here. This is another Wealthy Wednesday. We talked about how black compounds can come together and how the bigger thing is how to get organized.
Organize, y'all. Organize your labor, organize your money.
Until Friday, we'll see y'all. Y'all be great.
Peace.